In high school, I was a competitive person, and I actually got injured playing football, and my debate teacher introduced me to Magic, and I really took to it. I grew up in a small town, and there was no place to buy Magic cards in my town, so my dad traveled a lot for work, and sometimes, especially during the summer, I could head out with him or go to some of the same places, so I was always searching for new stores that had Magic for sale. And a lot of those stores were also running events. And the first one I showed up at, I got second in, and then I found out at that one, the next day there was one in Chicago that was just gigantic. Well, I showed up and they had over 500 people playing in this Magic event. I mean, I was hooked. Like, the spectacle of it all, it just really ignited a spark for me that I couldn't let go. Well, thanks everybody for coming out. I really appreciate it. It's a big moment. For me, I hope it's a big moment for everybody. A lot of times when we look back, I mean, we kind of measure our lives by these big milestones, these big landmarks, and this is definitely one for me. Competed regularly professionally for probably about 7 years. I was actually lucky enough to be inducted into the Hall of Fame for Magic, so I have an open invite to go back to professional events whenever I want. It's kind of like winning a green jacket in golf or something to that effect. And so I go back from time to time and catch up with some of my friends who still play and still compete once in a while. If you'd have told me 5 years ago when I bought ACD that we'd be doing as well as we are, or building this building, or even trying to describe the reality we live in today, I would have laughed at you. So in college I met my friend Rich, and we were roommates for 3 years, and Rich was the founder and original owner of ACD. He had some things come up in his life, and the opportunity presented itself for me to purchase ACD from him. We already had our headquarters here in Madison, Wisconsin, and we had a location in Fresno, California. Since then, we've added a location in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and we've almost doubled in size when it comes to employees, and 2.5 times the size we were in sales. We're trying to make our facility in Madison work as long as we can. We've picked up any extra space we could find in the building. We've put in better racks, better systems that we can just put more and more inventory into our building, and we've really just hit the point where there's no space left. At any given time, we'll carry about 18,000 to 20,000 different parts, and whether those be games or game pieces, dice, glue, paint brushes, I mean, anything a hobbyist really needs to get pretty deeply involved in their hobby. We end up having to make decisions, not because it's a good idea or not because it won't sell, but we really have to ask ourselves, where are we going to put it? And at that point, you don't want your facility holding you back. So we've really gone all out on building this new facility. We didn't want a patchwork situation where we moved from here into something else for a couple of years and then having to move again. Building a much bigger building that already has an option for an expansion that's connected, and we really can't wait to get into the new facility. Even saying that, I don't want to lose sight of the only reason we're here is from all the little things you guys do each and every day. Without that, I mean, there's no way we could be doing this right now. ACD really fosters a family atmosphere. We all know each other very well. A lot of us are social with one another, whether it be at work or after work. We all love to play games with each other. And all of the facets of our business, the management, the sales, purchasing, they understand games. They've lived games for much of their life. It's really a community where everybody here has a slightly different expertise, but between us all, we really have all of our bases covered in the games market. I can't thank you all enough. I find it truly amazing, and I appreciate everything you do. So are we all going to try and dig?
Are we going to dig? Are you going to dig? You are so strong.